Everything changed for me when I stopped trying to be confident and I started to rewire my brain for confidence. Today, I wanted to speak about 7 things I did to improve my brain and my confidence. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another video. My name is Dani, and on this channel, we talk about bettering ourselves from the inside out. So if bettering yourself is something you're into, then hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video with me. There is a lot of talk out there for rewiring your brain and becoming super confident, and I wanted to compile a list of 7 things that I did for myself to improve my brain and my confidence that I know actually works and made me feel amazing. Number 1, I learned how to be alone without escaping. I stopped filling my alone time and my silence with distractions or people or any type of just unnecessary validation. And if we look at a little bit of science and psychology behind this, being alone activates the self-referential processing in your brain. And this is where your identity and your confidence form. So what I did is I started going on solo walks, eating without scrolling, sitting alone with my thoughts instead of numbing by watching TV, scrolling on my phone, having a phone call. I started to allow myself that space to hear what I have to say. I started to get in connection with myself. And in the beginning, it feels a little bit uncomfortable because even going on like your hot girl walk, you want to have, pop in a podcast because you think this is I'm going to learn, I'm going to get some fresh air, I'm going to get my body moving. And it kind of feels like you're doing so many good things at one time and habit stacking so well, which is great. But there are times where you don't need anything. You can go in the sauna and be alone and sit there with your thoughts without playing something in your ear. You can go on a walk without having anything playing or talking or speaking to anybody. Even if you wanted to just go into your room and just sit there and zone out on your bed, just staring at the roof. It's really nice to have that clarity and that connection with yourself to hear what's coming through. Sometimes it's ideas, sometimes it's a message about what you need, sometimes it's just sitting there and recognizing things that you might want, what you might want to pursue. Maybe it's a new goal, maybe it's a new dream, maybe it's a desire for a new hobby. Maybe you're a single woman and you want to start dating and you needed that time to reflect and to connect with your inner self and the silence without any outside noise in order to see what is coming through. What is it that I genuinely need right now? What is it that I genuinely want right now? And building that relationship with yourself is something that is so necessary in having that confidence and building up your confidence, because true confidence is born through self-connection. Number 2, I regulated my nervous system before expecting confidence. And okay, so when your nervous system feels safe, your body, your brain will allow expansion. And there are many things you could look up, you could do that will help you kind of feel like you're regulating your nervous system, choosing peace over everything. But there are little shifts here and there that you could do. Some things that I've done. Morning sunlight. I recently got a sunlight lamp that doubles as a red light lamp in the evening. I will post a picture of it right here, and it's really cool. I got it off of Amazon. And when you wake up a little bit earlier than the sun comes out and you have to get your day started and you don't really have that time in the first hour to capture the sunlight, it's a really good tool to use. And then later on, you go out in the sun and you get actual sunlight. However, if you're able to wake up when the sun rises and get outside and get some fresh light sunlight on you, it's going to work so many amazing things on your body. Like, your body is going to absolutely love it. I've spoken about this before, about getting sunlight in your eyes and like just how it affects everything. It makes you more focused, regulates your nervous system, helps with your circadian rhythm. There are so many advantages to it. And like I said, I got a lamp. So if you can't immediately get out in the sunlight, you can have this lamp and it will work similarly. Another thing that I started doing is breath work. And this is really one of my favorite things is that I know now with breath work is when I am starting to feel stress, especially with running my business and being a parent and doing all the things and being needed, and so many things are going chaotic and like chaos in my brain. I could take a moment and I could do a little bit of breath work. And this really centers me. It calms my nervous system and it makes me feel like I'm in control again. And I don't have to necessarily be in control of everything, but just being in control of myself. So I like to do box breathing. There are so many different breathing exercises, and you can sign up for workshops, and I could put a couple in the description box below. But breath work, we need breath. Everything comes from our breath. Our life force is our breath. So whenever we get stressed out, our breath becomes shallow. If we don't know how to breathe specifically, just how to normally breathe and connect with ourselves, because that's what happens when you're doing breath work. You can get into such a little bubble of yourself that creates so much expansion because you're allowing that breath to enter so many places and breathing the right way. So I'm very passionate about breath work because I know how much it's done for me. And even a small box breathing method when you're feeling dysregulated and you're feeling stressed out, those methods and those tools are so helpful. And that's going to build confidence because it's telling your body, like, it doesn't matter if we're like high strung and our stress levels way up here and people are coming to us. Give me 2 minutes, give me 30 seconds, give me however long, and I can regulate myself. And that makes me feel confident in myself because I've got my own back. And another thing that I do that I absolutely love, I love my morning routines. And I've recently been talking about how I want to switch up a couple things here and there. But one thing I'll never give up is the fact that I want to start slow. I know how it feels to jump into your day, to wake up and have to shower and go make breakfast and get myself ready for work and run off to work and be in traffic and hopefully have enough time to get a Starbucks run or have some coffee before I leave. And it's just like this go, 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 go. It's so fast. It's so quick. And now, recently, within the last couple years, I wake up and I have time for myself. And these slower mornings where I do get to have the silence and I have time to meditate if I want to, or journal and connect with myself, maybe move my body a little bit and do some breath work or some, stretching, some yoga, and just have that slow routine in the morning. That has built so much confidence and made my brain feel so much better versus this rushed, crazy morning, because it never ends well. Once you get towards where you're going, you get to work, you're upset, you don't feel right, your nervous system is not regulated. Now throughout the day, it's worse and it's more things and it's this and it's this. And that's just not where we want to be. You start your mornings off with a routine that feels safe, it feels good, it feels slow, it feels right for you. Some people will wake up and jump into a workout and then take a slow approach to it. For me personally, I've learned that that's not quite what I like. I like to slowly wake up and take my time and lounge in my robe and really feel connected and feel my soft, warm, cozy robe on me and maybe put a blanket on while I'm reading my amazing book that I picked that day. It's just feeling into the moment and being in the present of just like, I'm here right now, so I'm going to take my time. I'm going to connect with myself, and that feels amazing. Because if there is one thing that we can all agree on, it's that calm is power. When you're having problems with somebody or there's a fight somewhere and the one person is calm, it's pissing off the other person, first off. But second, it's showing who has the power in this dynamic. And I think that that's to be said with any chaos in your life. If you're calm, you have the power. You have the power to handle anything. Number 3, I changed the way I spoke to myself. I realized I was in a toxic relationship with my own mind. I was constantly putting myself down, constantly being a perfectionist, constantly telling myself it could never happen, just being my biggest hater. I was my own worst enemy. Once you recognize and you're aware of the things that you tell yourself, that's the first thing that you do, is you become aware of what you're doing. You're aware of the fact that I spent however long getting ready and I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, it's just not good enough. You know, those little things here and there, they add up to big things. Maybe I went to the store to buy some pants. I try them on in the dressing room. I like them. I get them home. I'm like, what did I do? I'm so, I need to lose this much weight. Or maybe my butt doesn't look amazing and I'm like I thought, or whatever. And it's like those things, those negative thoughts, they need to be flipped. They need to be switched. You feel like you need so much information in order to start something. That is self-sabotage. That is something that's limiting you. You have to pay attention to the way we're speaking to ourselves, because we are the relationship we're going to have for the rest of our life. So we do not want our relationship with ourselves to be toxic. We don't want it to be bad. We want to show ourselves the most love, the most compassion, the most gratitude. I started to replace criticism with identity-based affirmations. I am this person. I am a magnet for money and miracles. I am a successful business owner. If I'm sitting here and I'm like, I can't write a book, like, why would I ever do that? Like, I can't do that. I'm not an author. I am an author. I have a published book. I can do this. I spoke to myself like my future self already existed, because she does. I have so many future versions of myself that I want to reach. I want to climb, and I want to excel, and I want to expand, and I want to elevate to my higher self. But if I want to get there, I can't talk to myself like I'm this nothing, nobody, POS, whatever, just all the bad things. I have to tell myself I'm beautiful, and that I'm successful, and that I'm so smart, and that I retain so much knowledge, and that I'm so grateful for all the things my body can do, and that I have the best relationships. I have to tell myself that. That's what you have to do to show your brain it's true. Eventually, your brain's going to be like, this is who we are. This is what we do. Your brain believes what you repeatedly tell it. So all the things you're saying, make sure they're good. Make sure what they are, what you're saying, you want to portray that. Because all those things you're telling yourself, I'm an anxious person, I can't, I won't, oh my gosh, this is just not me, that's just who I am. No, you have to switch it. You have to tell yourself, I am amazing, I am smart, I am beautiful, I can do this. Even if I don't know what it is, I'm gonna learn it because I'm a fast learner, or I can do anything I put my mind to. Number 4, I built confidence through small self-trust actions. Confidence is going to come from keeping promises to yourself. Keeping those promises, those small little things that you say, the big things that you say, I'm going to write a book, and then you actually do it. You put those steps and those actions in, so eventually you write that last word for your book. Close, finish, done. If it's something even small, like, you know what, tomorrow I am going to up my weights at the gym a couple pounds. I'm going to do one more rep. I'm going to wake up early and go for a run. Tomorrow, I'm going to read that book I've been wanting to read. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a night by myself where I'm just alone and I get to do whatever it is that I want to do. These things that you tell yourself and you actually follow through with them, it's building trust in yourself. And that is going to build confidence. So what I did is I started to show up even when no one was watching. And it's easy to do the thing and then post it somewhere or tell someone for that validation and for, you to be like, I know I did it because I'm going to post it online or whatever. It's important to do those things for yourself even when no one is watching. It's important to organize your drawers and your closet and your makeup. It's important to wash your makeup brushes. It's important to clean your car and keep your car up to date with all of the maintenance it needs and all the things that it needs. It's important to tell yourself, yes, I feel very scared for public speaking, but I'm going to take these classes because I know that's what I want to do in my life. Or to tell myself I need therapy. It's so important to keep those promises to yourself even when no one is watching. Because another thing I did was I followed through with those tiny habits. So this is how I got my morning routine to be so set in stone and something that I do every single day, and it just feels like my second nature. It was tiny little habits that I built together to make one beautiful morning routine. And this is what I started doing as well for my night routine. I just started getting it to be more and more of these tiny little habits that I'm keeping up with for myself, so my night routine feels just as solid and amazing as my morning routine. And that builds confidence because self-trust equals confidence. Number 5, I designed my environment like I was dating myself. Your environment cues your subconscious about worth. And I just previously had a video about talking all about your environment and how it's so important to curate your environment and your space to be for your higher self and something that can elevate you and make you feel really good. And I stand behind it because once I started to switch up little things here and there to make me feel really good in my environment, that's when I started to wake up and feel like that woman. I started to go in my kitchen and feel like I want to be a chef in here because I enjoy cooking with my new pans, and I enjoy the fact that I organize my pantry so beautifully, and I want to go sit in my living room and I want to read a book because it just feels so nice to be in this environment. And having all those aspects of your home and your environment and the people you hang out with and all of the things, if it's around you, it needs to match your highest self. I cleaned and I beautified my space, and this can come with, like I said before, putting up neon lights, putting up new light bulbs, getting a new bedspread, getting a whole new matching bed set if you can, putting fresh flowers in there, changing up the curtains, little things here and there, little shifts that you can find here and there, and it doesn't have to be expensive, and it just feels really good. I started to light candles just for me. I'll have nighttime sessions where I'm just journaling and I light my candles and I dim my lights. I maybe put on a little bit of red light therapy, and it's just because I deserve it. I made my space feel like her lived there because that's exactly what I want it to feel like. I want this environment of mine to reflect my best self. I want it to reflect me as her being my highest self. Romance yourself. This could mean anything you wanted to, because romance is different for every other person. Romance to me can mean, lighting my candles and having fresh flowers. Maybe to you it's having a perfectly spick and span clean white bed sheet and reading your favorite self-help book before bed. It could mean anything. Whatever it is, romanticize your life. Number 6, I practice being seen instead of perfect. And this is something that I'm still working on, something that I still come into a little bits of resistance here and there, but it's also something that I'm working on. And with that being said, it's not being perfect is the best part, because I know I'm not perfect, but I'm willing to be seen because I want to be seen. I deserve to be seen. Avoidance strengthens fear, while visibility rewires confidence. And this could mean many things for you, but this, for me, it was posting the video, speaking my truth, taking up space. There have been multiple times where I've posted a video and I've had people say mean things on there, negative comments, hater comments, but I'm still going to do what I do. I'm still going to post what I want to post. I'm still going to speak my truth. I'm still going to try to give as much knowledge as I can. I'm still going to try to take on as much knowledge so I can give even more away, because that's what I want to do, and I know that's so connected with me. And you take it or leave it. You can like it or not. You can say all the things that you want to say about me, but what I'm saying is true. Confidence grows through exposure. Think about how many times in the beginning, let's say you just started a job and you're so nervous and you're like, oh my God, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do this job. I don't know how to run the cash register. I don't know how to make the food. I don't know how to sell the clothes. I don't know. But after time, after being so exposed to it every single day after day, hour after hour, all of your shifts, right? You become more confident and you're like, I could do this in my sleep. Sometimes you dream about work because it's become second nature to you, because you're so confident in what you do because you've been so exposed to it. And that's what we need to think about when we're thinking about the bigger things like public speaking, making the videos, making music, whatever it is that you want to do, expose yourself to it. That's why there's such thing as exposure therapy, because you're exposing yourself to this to build confidence through it, because confidence is through that exposure. That's how you're going to gain that confidence. Number 7, I chose audacity over comfort. I stopped waiting to feel ready. I struggled with the perfectionism and the self-limiting beliefs, and if I would have let that take me over, I would never have made anything. I would not have written my book. I would not have anything out there because I would have been like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to do this. But the truth is, you're never going to fully think that you're ready. You just need to do it. And what I did is I started to dress boldly. And by boldly, however I want to dress. If I want to wear, like right now, we just literally went out to dinner and I'm in this dress and I had my heels on and I had my makeup done and it just feels really good. I started to curate my fashion, my own personal sense of fashion to what I want. And I'm developing it every single day. But that's the whole point, is that I get to do what I want. I started to express my opinions. And a lot of times this was really hard for me because I was always just told when I was younger and growing up that, you know, you keep those opinions to yourself. If they're not kind, if maybe they're going to stir the room or stir the pot, you know, read the room type of thing. But sometimes if someone's asking you a question, be completely honest with them. What are your opinions? And I let myself be magnetic. When you're in a group of people and someone wants to look at you and compliment you and tell you how great you are, allow it to happen. Don't shrink yourself and feel bad because maybe the next person is not getting as many compliments or as much attention as you are. Sometimes that feels amazing and you don't have to worry about anybody else. Just take that in for yourself. Allow yourself to be magnetic, because that is what's going to build that confidence for you. It was your turn to get those compliments, not necessarily for that other person that you're feeling bad for, that you want to shrink your magnetism down. You should not do that. You need to allow yourself to expand and grow and accept those compliments, because that's not only going to curate more confidence for you, but it's going to also make you even more magnetic. Audacity is self-respect. Because when you're audacious enough to do what you want to do and to speak your truth and to express your opinions, your brain looks at that and thinks, exactly, as we deserve. We are her, we are that woman, we are that queen, we are that bitch. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you gained some insight on a couple different ways that you can rewire your brain for more confidence. And don't forget to get a copy of my book. It's called Full of Yourself, A Guide to Becoming Your Most Audacious Self. I will link it in the description box below, and I'll put my Instagram right here on the screen. If you have any questions or you just want to say hi or inquire about hypnosis, you can DM me there. And again, thank you so much. And until next time, love yourself boldly and live audaciously.